Let me ask you something. When was the last time your boss sat you down and said, hey, you've been here 3 years, and right now you're making $15,000 less than the person we just hired to sit next to you? That conversation never happened, did it? Because they would never tell you that. But for millions of workers across America right now, it's the truth. Meet Jalen. He's 28, works in marketing in Atlanta, and makes $62,000 a year. He's been at his company for 4 years with strong reviews every single cycle. He's proud of his loyalty, and that loyalty is quietly costing him a fortune. I'm Mayor, and what I'm about to show you might make you want to update your resume tonight. We've all been told the same thing. Stay loyal, put in your time, work your way up. And 30 years ago, that advice actually worked. You stayed at a company for a decade, you got promoted, you got a pension, and you retired with dignity. Loyalty was a strategy that genuinely paid off, but something changed, and nobody sent you a memo about it. Companies quietly rewrote the rules and kept telling you to play the old game. What came out of that shift is what I call the loyalty penalty, the hidden financial punishment you receive for staying at the same company, while the open market rewards everyone who leaves. This isn't about being ungrateful or restless. This is about a gap of over $100,000 that opens up in 5 years because you trusted your employer to value your commitment. Let me show you how the math works. 4 years ago, Jalen got hired at $52,000, solid starting salary for a marketing coordinator in Atlanta. Each year, he got the standard raise. 3% here, 4% there. He earned strong reviews and even got a title bump to senior coordinator in year 3. After 4 years of consistent work, Jalen's salary sits at $59,000. He went up $7,000 in 4 years and felt good about it. Now, meet Kofi. Same role, same city, same starting salary of $52,000, same year. But Kofi took a different path. After 18 months, he applied to another company and landed an offer at $61,000. He took it. 18 months later, he moved again for $72,000. By year 4, one more strategic jump put him at $81,000. Same experience, same skill set, same starting line. Jalen earns $59,000 after 4 years of loyalty. Kofi earns $81,000 after 3 moves. That's a $22,000 gap every single year, and it's only getting wider. Add it all up over those 4 years. Jalen earned roughly $225,000 in total compensation. Kofi earned roughly $318,000. That's $93,000 more in Kofi's pocket over the same time period, doing essentially the same caliber of work. By year 5, that gap crosses $100,000. But here's where it gets worse. Last month, Jalen's company hired someone new on his team. Starting salary, $67,000. More than Jalen makes after 4 years and a promotion. He's now training someone who out-earns him. He just doesn't know it yet, because salaries are treated like classified documents. Jalen did everything he was told. He stayed, he was dependable, he never complained. And the reward for all that patience was watching the market pass him by while he sat in the same chair. This isn't just Jalen's story. The loyalty penalty runs on 3 mechanisms that most people never notice because they're too busy feeling grateful to have a job. First, the annual raise ceiling. Most companies budget 3 to 4% for yearly raises. Sounds fair until you realize inflation averaged between 4 and 6% over the last several years. That 3% raise wasn't a raise at all. It was a pay cut dressed up in a congratulations email. Second, salary secrecy. Companies actively discourage employees from discussing pay, even though that's protected activity under the National Labor Relations Act. They keep salaries hidden because the moment people start comparing numbers, the loyalty penalty becomes visible, and visible problems get challenged. Think about your own situation for a second. Do you know what the person next to you makes? Do you know what your company offered the last new hire for your exact same role? If you don't, ask yourself who benefits from that silence. Third, emotional weaponization. Companies pour money into culture, team lunches, Slack channels full of inside jokes, managers who call you family. None of that is inherently bad, but when belonging becomes the reason you don't pursue a $20,000 raise somewhere else, your emotions have been turned into a financial leash. Here's what nobody says out loud. The company is not loyal to you. They will lay off a 10-year employee on a Tuesday and post that same job for $15,000 more on Wednesday. That's not theory, that's LinkedIn on any given afternoon. When Jalen tells his mom he's thinking about leaving, she says, "Don't be foolish, you have a good job." His dad says, "I stayed at my company for 22 years and it took care of me." And they're not wrong about their experience. His dad joined a company in 1988 and stayed 2 decades. He earned a pension, real raises that outpaced inflation, and genuine security. His loyalty was rewarded because the entire system was structured to reward it. That system is gone. Pensions are nearly extinct. Average employee tenure dropped from 10 years in the 1980s to just over 4 today. Companies rebuilt themselves around shareholder returns, not around the person showing up every morning doing good work. So when his dad says be patient, he's reading a map printed in 1992. The roads he's describing have been demolished, and the worst part isn't the outdated advice. It's that Jalen feels guilty for wanting more. He feels like asking for fair pay means he's ungrateful, like ambition is somehow a character flaw. That guilt was trained into him by a system that profits from his stillness. So if it's not Jalen's fault for staying, what is actually going on? The loyalty penalty isn't a bug in the system. It is the system. Companies save money every year you don't leave because replacing you at market rate would cost them 20 to 30% more than they currently pay you. Your loyalty is their discount. Every year you stay without testing the market, you hand your employer a raise funded entirely by your own silence. You're not bad at your career. You were playing by rules that expired a generation ago. The old rules said stay and you'll be rewarded. The new reality says stay and you'll be discounted. Once you see the loyalty penalty for what it is, you can't unsee it. That discomfort you're feeling right now isn't loyalty, it's clarity. I'm not telling you to quit tomorrow. That's not what this is about. But I am telling you to know your number. Know what the market pays for what you do right now, because the gap between what you earn and what you're worth isn't an accident. It's a strategy, and it's not your strategy. If someone you know has been at the same job for years, wondering why they can't get ahead, send them this tonight. They deserve to see the math their company will never show them. I'll see you in the next one.